This is the war report for January 11, 2022. In Adia City, the Ethiopian Air Force took several repeated strikes on TPLF positions. In Mite Semri, TPLF rebels are building a road near Baraki. Near Degaro and Sebti, TPLF exchanges reinforcements. In northern Wello, the TPLF is advancing towards Lasta and Gubina Mender. Near Medhinyalam, Waldiba, TPLF rebels sighted. Ethiopian forces say they are prepared to engage in any offensive via the Ethiopian-Sudan border. Amhara region president says Amharas must not let their guard down and that they must continue fighting TPLF as the war is not over. The federal government says OLF and TPLF terrorist group will be part of the national dialogue. Many analysts are perplexed because both groups are already listed as terrorist groups. In Wilega, the federal government claims is fighting OLF in Wilega, Haro Guduru, but there is no confirmation yet. Lastly, OLF terrorists cut off the main road leading Showa to Wilega. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. This is the war report for January 12, 2022. In northern Wello, TPLF rebels are camped Walka, Jarota, Ajid Kabel, Wedumender, Bako Kerma, and Gubana Mender. In Raya, TPLF uses Bandera area as a command center to launch attacks further into Raya. In Adi the rebels are still camped in Buya, Mai Lehem, Degaro, Abamar, Walina, and Awaza. TPLF has changed reinforcements from Mite Semri to Messakar area. In Adi the rebels are training several recruits and using the city as a camp to launch attacks further into Gondar. TPLF rebels are excavating and creating new roads from Baya to Enko Laham and Lehem. Locals say they have already used the roads, bringing in more reinforcements with ease. There is emerging intelligence that says Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has agreed with the US government to facilitate the resettlement of Tigray refugees from Sudan into the Welkayet region of Amhara. Analysts and locals say most of these refugees have already been trained by TPLF and the Sudanese military. Also, most of them were criminals that escaped to Sudan after having committed the Makadra massacre. The Amhara region government calls on Fano leaders to Bahir Dar for a meeting. Uninformed intel says the government wants to disarm Fano. Lastly, Amhara region government is confiscating guns from Wello farmers and militias. Thank you for watching, and please the war report for October 13, 2022. Tens of TPLF rebels surrender to Amhara regional force near the Sudan border. In a secret meeting, the federal government says it has finished a war with the TPLF. Analysts say, considering Tigray rebels are still actively killing and attacking Amhara civilians, the government making such statements in closed meetings is dangerous and could fracture the country. Also, in the secret meeting, the federal government says it intends to disarm Amhara forces. The report stated that Amhara forces are dangerous to the federal government. On the other hand, Fano forces say the government trying to disarm Fano is unacceptable and will have consequences. Showa Fano forces denounced the release of top TPLF war criminals. Amhara region government banned Fano from training in western Gojam, Buso Liban. Tigray rebels are using heavy weapons on Raya front. In Alamada and Raya front, locals say TPLF often utilizes ambush tactics. TPLF is attempting to control Zabul strategic mountainous areas. Lastly, local intel says TPLF numbers in Raya front are close to 20,000. This is the war report for January 14, 2022. In Tumuga, Tiklahamanat Church, TPLF has stationed a tank and artillery. In Alamada, in Air Maharifya, near Tafe, Ethiopian Air Force took strikes killing rebels and destroying several arms. TPLF rebels invade Waliba Monastery near Armajida area. A document that summarized the government's secret session meeting has leaked, and the contents of the paper have angered Ethiopians. It outlines that the war is over and that Amhara forces pose a danger for the country. ENDF top leader, General Berhanu Jula, threatens journalists and activists who criticize the military. He states that he will even go to war with such parties. In southern Wello, chemists say, Oromo rebels are gearing for an attack. Tigray rebels have once again attacked Abalat town in the Afar region. Locals say they are using heavy weapons. Lastly, the Wello Fano force intends to graduate a new batch of its forces. This is even though the Amhara regional government is confiscating guns. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.